Welcome everyone to the Moreton Bay Property Networking Group for May 2018. And I'm really excited to have Ashley Rees from Ray White Commercial North Coast Central back. So Ashley, if you've watched any of our shows before, has done a few of these and he's always got some really good insights into what's going on in the commercial space. So welcome, Ashley.
Hi.
So I'll just give you a quick intro. Ashley is a sales agent and senior property analyst for the Ray White Commercial North Coast Central team. He's worked for over 12 years now in the Moreton Bay region, and he's seen the shift in attitudes towards the area and the key projects that have driven change. So today we're going to have a bit of a chat around what are some of those changes that you're seeing now, and just give people a bit of an update about the Moreton Bay region. So you want to kick off with those ones?
Yeah, sounds good. All right. Well, I touched on it last time, but it's probably the history of my involvement in the area back when I started. We'd talk about trying to bring a company out of Brisbane or Brendale up to Caboolture. They want to know how long the flight was. It was another world for them. So it's been a funny transition, and it was really a tough job. So all of our work on the industrial, the office, the retail, it was all pretty insular. It was just the local market servicing local market. That's really changed in the last 12 months.
Okay.
And North Lakes has had a lot to do with it, but there's been a few reasons where I kind of tracked the trends on this, but it's jumped up quicker than I expected. So the first one has been the change in logistics and transport.
Yep.
And it hasn't changed a huge amount yet, but it's really one of the industries that's kind of getting revolutionized. And we all hear the buzzwords about e-commerce and all of that. It really is getting important that last mile delivery time is what they call it in that industry. So from the time you hit buy on Amazon to the time it shows up at your door,
Yep.
every second after the click is a waste of time for them. So what that's meaning is, and what we're seeing now is these distribution companies looking at smaller satellite distribution points.
Okay.
So instead of having just large, big Uber warehouses down at the port or in Sydney and then allowing 3 days mail time, it's the major, then the minor, and then the local. It's almost coming like milk deliveries,
Yep.
where you have to have those hubs in every little area. So we're getting good inquiry for. They're not rushing, but they're lining up, amalgamating inner north and Sunshine Coast depots into basically what's happening is Caboolture looks like it's becoming the hub of northern distribution for that side of it. So we're having stock issues on that front now because nothing's been designed for that purpose. So
that's really interesting because you see that overseas where you can order. I remember I was in London a couple of Christmases ago, and we could order a Christmas present and have it delivered that day.
It's a different world, but so it's we're still behind a lot of those places, but it's catching up quickly, and they're setting infrastructure up to future-proof themselves. That's going to be interesting. Brendale's got some big logistics centres in there. And that's been the home of logistics for a fair while. But the highway issues, south of North Lakes are, and the time into Brendale is causing issues now. So the delivery boundaries have jumped again. So what used to be, so as in delivery time to port, we used to be regional. Now that used to stop at the river, down near Brendale, and it jumped up to North Lakes, and then it jumped to Boundary Road. Now it's jumped again. So seeing the volume of demand that's going to come out of this area will mean that transport companies for delivery will set themselves up as a base so that they can compete on that front.
Yeah, cool.
The other thing is the fast and fresh side of things with the delivery. So we've just put a really kind of exciting business into Caboolture, which is in 1,800 square metres, a big warehouse, and it's all food production. So I guess light and easy style, but real focus now on the freshness and the delivery time of cook to plate. So that was another. We've seen that and a bit of cold storage, which especially at Sunshine Coast, cold storage group distribution points being increasing in requirements. So so that side was pretty interesting.
I think it's a really good point that you raised, because a lot of people, we all hear disruption and we all hear all the buzzwords, but you don't know what that actually means from a practical level. And one of the great things about working with you guys is you see that on a daily basis, don't you? You see how it changes the market and how it changes the community in general by having all this disruption around.
And we see changes in industries we didn't even know existed because we.
And that's my point. People are scared of change. They're scared of disruption, but they shouldn't be, because there's so much that you don't realise, that even people in the industry probably don't realise changes based on what happens. Yeah,
that's right. And there's opportunity in every change. So it's funny because we do, between just in our office in Moreton Bay, I think last year we did about 145 transactions, which is anything from a hairdressing lease to a multi-lot subdivision, industrial estate. But every day we get the phone call of, I do this and I'm looking for this, and some of the businesses that are in this area and the scale of them is pretty substantial and pretty interesting in what people make a living out of, in the little niches they carve out in different industries. So it's always learn a tiny bit about a lot of industry. So,
it's cool.
But one thing we're seeing in the design of the new buildings that we're putting together now, because nothing we have in Caboolture was designed for this. It was all, it's 6 metre high warehouses, one roller door, there it is. So the future proofing of the building design now with the extra height, so there'll be 12 metre high buildings. The pallet racking is super critical. What will come is, we're designing in ability for automation in that. So some of the businesses can cut their actual floor space, and as a result, their rent up to half by getting the racking, getting the height, and the electronics of the. When I was in America, I went and checked out a couple of the warehouses over there, and the dark rooms, they call it. So these are unmanned, pitch black suburbs of buildings that are just massive, and just little robots up and down, and it was pretty interesting to watch. So it's good to see. So the other, outside of the transport side of things, I think the thing that's giving me a fair bit of encouragement is the owner-occupier market, especially in the smaller sheds, is really strong at the moment. Anything standalone, it's the same as if you're buying a house. You're in a duplex, you've got a neighbour, you've got common gardens. You want to be, you want your own house, you want to put a fence around it, you want to do what you want. That's really what the demand is that we're seeing now. So off the back of that, in the new estate we're bringing on at Caboolture, we've just got 1,000 square metre lots approved, where it used to be, for the last, I want to say 12 years, there hasn't been anything under 2,000 square metres released. And it's a big chunk of property to, for a guy with a few trucks to go and spend $600,000 on a block of dirt. It's not feasible. So these new lots, we can get a building up. The whole thing could be in the ballpark of about $700,000 for a.
Where's that one?
Over at Corporate Park East, so near the aerodrome, near the runways. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know where it is. Yeah.
Private Island Road. So that'll be turning dirt in July, and looking at having product by about Christmas. So thinking the first tenants in the first buildings could be moving in maybe this time next year.
Okay.
Probably July would be conservative, but that's going to be the watch this space area for the next bit, because North Lakes is coming to capacity, and it's really a now business park and retail more than just straight industry. All the big sheds in Narangba are filled up. There's a lot of leftover development from the pre-GFC boom there for a while, but everything's been cleaned up in there. So the builders are going to be busy through this stretch for quite a while, I think.
Cool.
But so outside of that one, the thing that's probably harder to put a value on is how much the quality of life aspect is being taken into account now.
Yep.
With, I guess even Southeast Queensland business, but national businesses as well, and that's coming down to a couple of points, which is the highway congestion. Is anyone that lives up here going south of North Lakes, it's the tempers are getting a bit frayed, and they're losing good staff because of it. They're losing.
I regularly drive across the opposite to that way, and you can see it. It goes all the way from like halfway up the gateway to North Lakes at least. Yeah. It would be very frustrating to sit in that for a long period of time.
A line of depression. Yeah. So what's changed a bit now is we've got the key staff up here. So North Lakes, all of the new estates, they've brought in. It's not just blue collar workers in Caboolture now. We've got the full gamut of people that are, and businesses can attract good staff into the area with those kind of facilities. The highway run down from the Gold Coast is really good, and that, as dumb as it sounds, is driving some of the biggest transactions that are going on right now. Where we'll sit in the boardroom with major national and international companies, and everyone will be sitting around, and it's a very formal and here's our requirements, this is our needs for the next 10 years. And then after the meeting, the director will come to us and go, I live in Caloundra, I'm sick of the drive, just make this easy for me so I can sell it to the board. They might be in the port or in Brendale or something, and they say, just give me the ammunition I need to make it easy to move us up to Moreton Bay. So it's nice that they're doing the selling now rather than us. So
yeah, for sure.
Probably an intangible, but the Caloundra's the new Stockland estate in there. That's going to change it again, because that's Gladstone. It's the size of Gladstone getting rebuilt in a cow paddock. So it's already a few thousand houses into it, and it's going well. So.
Yeah, and what you say about lifestyle is so right. I mean, there's a big, a lot of people talk about purpose, why, and all the rest of that, and then it all comes back to lifestyle, and everyone wants to have a great job and enjoy what they do and live their life and be able to spend time with their family and go and relax on the weekend. And really, this area is the area where you can do that. It's just there's bigger blocks. There's much more access to everywhere. Yes, the traffic's a pain. Some people it doesn't matter for, but a lot of people it does. I mean, and that starts at very early in the morning. But if you're willing to stay up here and make it happen and make it work up here, I think lifestyle will be very good for keeping and retaining employees. Don't you reckon?
Yeah, it's the times the new money philosophy of guys that would kill themselves working through the GFC and are now trying to take not be so married to the job but still want to succeed. So yeah, that's a good trend for the area. That's that we're ticking a fair few of those boxes, and that's the attitude of people outside the area has always been a hard sell. It's been hard to change. That's really been taken care of, and what we're seeing again now is there's been another run of big, what you're calling globo land, parcels of land.
Yep.
In Caboolture West, just to the north, and Petrie out to the west there, changing hands on and off market. So I heard about another one that just happened in the last. Well, it's been on the cards for a while, but it was the ballpark $45 million.
Wow.
For a major multi-lot transaction, which will be future residential in the Caboolture West expansion area. We've had similar requirements come to us, overseas money coming into the area. The farming just to the north of us is driving a lot of industry. I think we've got 12,000 square meters of sheds on our estate that are purely cardboard boxes and strawberry punnets. And 4 months out of the year they're locked, nothing happens, and they're the rest of the time they're just containers in and out. So
excellent.
It's funny what drives the area.
For sure.
But outside of that, I don't have a huge amount other excitement. But
I think you've covered off a lot of different areas and a lot of things that a lot of people wouldn't have thought of before. So I think everyone who's watching this will got a lot of value out of it. If people want to get in touch with you, what's the best way for them to do that?
Just through our office, my mobile, or email. We're on Moreton Road in Moreton. So or message me through the group.
Yep. Sounds great. Well, look, thank you everyone for your time watching this. I hope you've got a lot out of it. As I said, get in contact with him, or you can write comments on the Facebook page and we'll respond to those. And we're always happy to help out and make sure that we're providing great value for everyone. So once again, Ashley, thank you for your time, and we'll see everyone next month.